They never saw it coming. Me neither. You know, most people, when they're confronted with a situation like that, they avoid it. They don't want to get involved. Hell, some would even side with the posh couple. Yeah, but this isn't the story of an average Joe. This is about someone with grit. Someone who grew up where life hands you lemons and you better make lemonade or die trying. Yeah, that's me. Born and bred in the heart of communist Poland, where the winters were harsh, the summers were hot, and the only way to survive was to learn the art of reading people. And let me tell you, I learned well. See, in Poland, you develop a sixth sense for spotting trouble. It's a skill honed over years of dealing with grumpy babushkas, dodging smog in Krakow, and surviving Warsaw winters without proper boots. It's the art of understanding body language, knowing when someone's got an axe to grind, and smelling bees from a mile away. It's a necessity, really not a choice. So there I was waiting patiently in the checkout line at Zara, minding my own business, listening to these two lovebirds whispering sweet nothings in Polish. I knew every word they said. The girl was all about luxury brands, designer this, exclusive that, typical. But the guy, he was all about status. You can tell by the way he talked, the way he laughed. He was the kind of guy who thinks buying expensive clothes makes you powerful. Now they start moving forward inch by inch, squeezing past people, and I'm thinking, what the hell? But then I spot them, these two. They're cutting in line. They think they're so smart, but honestly, they're dumber than a box of rocks. They should have known better than to mess with someone who understands their language, someone who knows their culture, someone who's not afraid to call them out. Here's the deal. In Poland, we don't take kindly to being messed with, especially when it comes to lines. We see those lines as a social contract. Everyone's equal in line, regardless of who you are, what you've got, and how much money you're waving around. Anyway, I could see this couple was living in their own little bubble. They were too busy being posh to realize what was going down. They actually believed they were fooling everyone, including me. Oh boy, were they wrong. See, I'm not your typical tourist. I might speak with an Australian accent, but my Polish instincts, they're as sharp as ever. I've lived in Poland, in the capital, Warsaw, where the streets are always bustling and everyone's trying to get ahead. I've seen it all, heard it all. So when these two clowns started cutting in line, I knew I had to say something. I didn't want to cause a scene, but damn, they pushed it too far. They thought they could just walk all over me, but they were dead wrong. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I told them to go to the back of the line. Now, this wasn't some angry outburst. It was a statement. A clear, concise command delivered with a straight face and unwavering eye contact. No yelling, no cursing, just pure authority. And let me tell you, it worked like a charm. Their faces went from smug to pale in a matter of seconds. They didn't argue. They didn't try to justify themselves. They just slunk to the back of the line like the cowards they are. Looking back, it was almost comical. Here I am, this big lug, taking a stand against these two tiny vipers. But you know what? It's situations like these that remind me of who I am, where I come from, and the values I hold dear. It's not about being confrontational. It's about standing up for what's right. And if that means calling out a couple of entitled gits, then by God, I'll do it again. Because life's too short to be polite with the scum of the earth. Yeah, you heard it right, mate. Life's too short to be polite with the scum of the earth. And sometimes a little confrontation is the spice of life. Cheers.